Hello, church. It's the week before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature. I'm not going to do that. Seriously. It is the week before Christmas, and so much is happening now that we thought we would pause from our Philippians study and talk about Christmas. And so I want to share with you that Christmas is really important to me. So many people think that because we do simple Christmas at Georgianna, that I don't like Christmas. That's the furthest thing from the truth. I love Christmas, but I love the biblical Christmas. I actually love the reason for the season, and I love all the trappings that come with an American Christmas. I'll eat my favorite foods on Christmas Day, like most of you. I will enjoy all the blessings of being with family and friends and opening presents and those kind of things. I love the hymns and the carols of the year. There are parts of Christmas that I really, really enjoy. But I don't want to be too distracted by the consumeristic Christmas that we have in this country. So much of my life is to reclaim the biblical Christmas. It is an irony to me that the culture who wants to have nothing to do with the church for 362 days a year, all of a sudden gets jacked about our holiday to celebrate the birth of Christ. So once again, it's not atypical of a culture to do the things that suits it. But I don't want us to conform to the culture. I want us to be able to create rich traditions that we celebrate together around who Jesus is. And that's where we are today. So there's a passage in Isaiah that says this. It says, the people walking in darkness, from Isaiah chapter 9, beginning verse 2. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the deep darkness, a light has dawned. And then later in that chapter, the prophet writes, for to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. So church, I want to share with you today that a light has dawned. The light of Christ has come into the world, and we pause this time of year to celebrate its coming. But oftentimes I think what we do is that we think the light came one time and no longer exists, that we're celebrating something that's happened in the past that could be nothing even close to what the reality is. The light has come into the dark world. And then God, in his infinite wisdom, gives us the Holy Spirit so the light then resides in us as carriers of the torch of the love of Jesus when we are reclaimed. And so we become the light. It was the point of Matthew chapter 5 when Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount talked to us about what it means to be salt and what it means to be light. And it's interesting in that passage when he talks about what it means to be light, he talks about this concept that we are to be light so others can see. You see, the light isn't just for us. The light is for others. So this coming Saturday, we'll celebrate the birth of Christ on Christmas Eve, and then we'll turn around Sunday morning and celebrate his birth again as we celebrate church. But here's what I want you to be thinking about. I want you to be thinking about the light of Christ in you. And how far does it shine? Does it shine far enough to reach others? Is it pushing back the darkness? I can remember a time when I invited somebody to Christmas long before I was a minister. But we loved our church and we loved what was happening at our church. And Christmas was always kind of a big celebration. And so I invited a coworker to church, and I'll never forget what she said to me. She said, I didn't think you ever were going to invite me to church. I've been waiting. And it struck me in that moment that she knew I was a Christian. She knew I went to church. She was just waiting for an invitation. Well, I pray as we are here today, 5 days away from celebrating Christmas, that maybe you start to think about who needs the hope of the world, which is Jesus Christ. Who needs a community of people to love them unconditionally? Who inside your circle or maybe inside your sphere of influence needs to be invited to Christmas Eve services? I share with you, church, that this is not self-serving. This is what it looks like to be salt and light, that we would create a light for others to see. So I pray that as we are 5 days away, that we don't get caught in the drama of culture in the world, that we have done away with obligatory giving, that we're just looking forward to celebrating the birth of Jesus with the people we love so much. Church, I do love you, and I love Christmas, but more importantly, I love Jesus Christ. And this is our opportunity to express that as we celebrate the birth of a child born unto us that will one day become the Prince of Peace. And I do believe that we live in a world that needs peace more than ever. Church, I pray you have a very merry, simple Christmas. Know that I love you, and I look forward to seeing you after Christmas. Take care.